G'day guys, Ryan here, and I'm joined with Bart from Barty Single Origin, which is a not-for-profit charity that deals with mental health.
Yep.
And so thanks for joining us and talking with us.
Thanks, Ryan.
Take us through, your journey, how you got to starting this NFP, and where you want it to go, how you want it to grow.
Yeah, sure. About 3 years ago, I had a pretty big burnout, and that was a lot to do with cycling a lot. I was actually training for a big event. I think 7 days. I think it was Sydney to Melbourne, and at that time, I was also working probably a 60-hour week. So kind of burning it at both ends. There's no doubt about it. I started walking back from a meeting, and that turned into half of my body going numb. Which meant that I didn't know whether I was having a stroke, but everything that I was typing into the phone to my wife, things aren't going well, was absolute gibberish. I got picked up by ambos, went to hospital 4 days later, full CAT scans, whatever. And they were like, the surgeon arrives at the bed and he goes, well, mate, how you going? And I'm like, yeah, all right. And he goes, you've been working hard. And I'm like, yeah, a little bit. And so part of that process was me learning that, having the ability to push really, really hard, especially in business and sport. I've done a lot of big events. I've just come back from Everest. It's taught me that, we need to slow down. And so I started Barty right from the premise of being able to use certain products like coffee that connect a conversation, right, and start a conversation. So when it comes to men's mental health, it's really hard for us men to put up our hands and ask for help. So Barty is really a place for men to come and ask for help. My ambition is to provide a free mental health service to anyone arriving at the store or at the website. And so we've obviously got products where, when it comes to coffee and when you're buying exotic coffees, it takes a bit of effort, time and equipment to be able to dial in that coffee, which means you're setting yourself up for the day.
Yeah.
And so that is just a no-brainer to be able to, think about the brand being Barty, for first thing in the morning. And so part of that premise is also providing free mental health service, come buy some coffee, and then we're obviously doing some adventure stuff as well. So again, we're not here to compete with the other coffee companies. We're here to support. So if I can be the mental health service, so the Red Bull of mental health, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, that's really honourable, and because I do agree with you, we as Australians especially love to just push on. We have this whole toughen up sort of mentality. It's like, we have all the words that demote and, push people down to say, like, if you ask for help, you're a wuss, you shouldn't be asking for help. You need to be just toughing it out. And I think, there's a lot to be said for men's mental health in today's day and age with the fast pace that we have the world going at, and I love the fact that you're using coffee to promote men's mental health, because I've often thought when I'm spending my time at the coffee machine in the morning, that ritual, it's not fast for me. It's like I'm just mindfulness 100% in that moment. It might take me 10 minutes to prepare my coffee. And that's 10 minutes of my day. The rest of my day is like bang, 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 bang.
You lose yourself, especially when you buy a cool coffee that you've never, dialed in. You kind of like, wig out on, trying to dial that in. And so you lose yourself.
Yeah.
And I suppose the research that I've done, we've done a lot of research around this. When you get dudes doing stuff, they go into a place of being present. And so, the kids don't matter, or the wife, or whatever shit's going on. And I suppose if Barty can be a place where people can come and ask for help when they're not dealing, I've done my job.
Yeah.
Ryan, it's been a real pleasure to hang out. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I mean, you're doing some rock star stuff.
Thank you very much. Yeah, trying to do my bit as well to promote everything around coffee. And so when you're combining coffee and men's mental health, it's a fantastic, honourable job that you've created for yourself there. And also, I want to just go into a little bit about the new auction system that you've designed. So rather than having to pay, because coffee is expensive and it should be expensive, and I've talked a lot about this as well, but not everyone is prepared to pay yet. Like it's going to be an adjustment for people to understand how valuable coffee is.
Yeah.
So you saw a little opportunity there to give people a discount and let them still have that competition to still get some great quality stuff.
Yeah.
But instead of having to pay full price, this auction system. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, okay, so it's really hard to sell coffee, like exotic coffee, online to people that never tasted coffee or never are prepared to pay, $48, $50 for 90 grams of coffee, right? So there's a bit of anxiety around that. And so the auctioning process is, what do you think it's worth? And so again, it's a bid it goes to the highest bidder, but when we have minimum traffic to the site, it's not like we have the hundreds, thousands of people coming like an eBay. These are specialty customers who are looking for getting into understanding what coffee might taste like. So, some of the coffees do go for half the price, but again, it's helping us understand what it could be worth. And because we're an NFP, I'm trying to be really transparent about where the coffee comes from, what we buy it for. There's a certificate of authenticity. This is what it's worth. But because I'm, trying to be philanthropic around this, I'm happy to let it go at a certain price for people to understand that the premise isn't, buying coffee at cheap. It's you dialing it in the morning, and you will understand that when you do buy a serious coffee, it takes a bit of effort to dial that in. And so I think that's working really beautifully. So coffee, kit, and that's what we're auctioning at the moment, and I'm pretty sure we'll turn our entire site, into an auction site.
Brilliant, really brilliant idea, and I really love that. I just love that you're making it about come and try this coffee, and if you're not prepared to dive in straight away because you're unsure, you can maybe get it for half price if you're lucky, if there's not too many people bidding against you.
Yeah.
But once you have tried it, then you can appreciate it, and then maybe the next time around you're just going to go, okay, I'm prepared to spend a bit more as well. Because how much is your mental health worth as well? Like, there's not a price you can put on that, is there?
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you so much for talking with us, Bart. And yes, if you want to check it out, Bart is singleorigincoffee.com.au. .com. And also there's a great couple of YouTube videos on YouTube as well with Bart at the base camp of Mount Everest, or really close to Mount Everest.
Yeah,
anyway.
we got up to 6. That was my last big adventure.
I really liked it. Brewing a coffee there with the Sherpa and enjoying coffee and a bit of mindfulness there. So thanks again for talking with us.
Thank
All
you,
the best.
Ryan.
Thanks guys. I'm Ryan, your coffee coach, and as always, enjoy your brew.